at a massive scale, the kind of scale that the society needs. With this notion, we, the Department of Computer Science, provide an outlet and a stage for the creative young minds and hearts, a beneficial platform to the students to express their ideas freely and meaningful guidance in their field of interest to enhance the students' practical knowledge horizon. Now we are moving forward with the inaugural function. I would like to welcome Akshay Krishna from 3rd BSc Computer Science for the formal welcoming.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Akshay of 3rd BSc Computer Science and I'm here to deliver the welcome address. Today, we have all gathered here for the inauguration of Bits and Bytes Club, an initiative by Department of Computer Science, Yokshetra College, to promote tech literacy and functionalities to the society. The club aims to promote all student-centric activities and is comprised of all students from Department of Computer Science who will collectively perform social activities that benefit the society. The first initiative of this club will be to provide an IT training for Anganwadi teachers starting next week in association with World Computer Literacy Day, which was on December 2nd. Now may I move on to my responsibility. First of all, I would like to welcome the beloved director of Yokshetra College, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Vadel, to this event. Welcome, Father.
Thank you, Akshay.
Now, I would like to welcome the Honorable Chief Guest of this event, Dr. T.V. Saji, Senior Principal Scientist, KFRI, Thrissur. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Akshay.
Next, I would like to invite our our respected Principal, Tommy Anthony, to this occasion. And now, I would like to welcome Reverend Dr. Lalu Urikel, Vice Principal, Yokshetra College.
So thank you. Thank you, Akshay.
Next, I would like to welcome Ms. Meena Joskomben, HOD, Department of Computer Science, to this event. Welcome, ma'am. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Praveen S., Club Coordinator, Department of Computer Science, to this event. Welcome, sir. And now, I welcome all the faculties and students of Department of Computer Science attending this inaugural ceremony. Once again, welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Akshay. A leader is one who lights the path to the impossible and take those who follow to the great height. Now I call upon our wings of light, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warrell, Director, Yokshetra Institute of Management Studies, for the presidential address. Further, please.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon to one and all present in the webinar. So, respected Principal Tommy Anthony sir, Reverend Father Lalu Urikel, our very good friend Dr. T.V. Sajeev sir. After 1 year, we are again on the virtual platform. So very happy to see you again, Dr. Sajeev sir.
Yeah.
And
Nice to meet you.
HOD Minama, yes, HOD Minama, all the teachers and my dear students. So first of all, let me congratulate the Department of Computer Science for taking such an initiative for the students. Bits and Bytes, very good name given to them. A club, it can be always B and B. Computer Science, a group of students who can come together, put your initiatives and your innovations on this platform. I think COVID has made us virtual, and I think from world over we can see, talk and exchange ideas. So I think for all this is possible because of the computer department, or we can say the satellite and the computer literacy. So usually we say computer was born to solve problems that did not exist before. So I think whenever there is a problem, we have got the computer with all the facilities that give new opportunities and new solutions. So I think this one will contribute a lot. I think the students are filled with new ideas, new dreams, everything. So I think this departmental club will contribute and will encourage the students to exhibit their skills interpersonal skills, organizing skills, and their capabilities. I think in addition to the curriculum, co-curricular and extracurricular activities will be demonstrated on this virtual platform, I think. And even we can conduct events, maybe institutional wise, intercollegiate wise. The club can take initiatives. And also this will constantly will improve the learning of the students. What are the new things that are coming up? And you can contribute a lot one another to learn and from others to learn. So I think the computer science programs, computing, maybe video making, web designing. I think there are a lot of possibilities are there. I think Sajeev sir is an expert and he can give you better ideas. And in one word, I will conclude like this. Teamwork makes the dream work. So we say, when we work together, our dreams will come true. So it is working together that brings us success. So I think this computer club, Bits and Bytes, is a platform to work together to achieve or to dream something new and innovative and to make the dream work. So once again, congratulating the Department of Computer Science and wishing you all success and best wishes for the Bits and Bytes. I conclude. Thank you.
Thank you, Father, for your enlightened words. Now, I find immense pleasure to request a respected dignitary, Dr. T.V. Sajeev Sir, Principal Scientist, KFRI, Thrissur, for the logo launch and to inaugurate Bits and Bytes. Sir, please.
Thank you for this opportunity. I will jump into sharing my screen to launch the logo, and then we'll talk to you.
Okay, sir.
So with all your permission, I'm launching the logo of Bits and Bytes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Was that clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Okay.
Sir, once again, we are presenting it again. Just a minute, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay. Respected Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warel, respected Father Lalu Olikal, respected teachers and dear students. This came as a very quick opportunity. Last week I was asked to come over here. In fact, I had been given two options. I had been asked either to come myself or to suggest anyone. But I cleverly bagged this opportunity to be here myself. Basically because early this year, we had come over to your institution, the UF Kshetra, to conduct the Kerala Science Congress. I still have memories of the sweet hospitality extended to us from Kshetra, and very nice memories of interacting with all of you out there. Now, we conducted the Science Congress over there, and when we said goodbye, we had expected that we will be conducting the next Science Congress at another venue, and the whole thing will be repeated. But it got completely shattered. Today morning, I received the communication for the next Kerala Science Congress, which is going to happen online. I have a light feeling that maybe the Science Congress which we organized at Yuvakshetra is going to be the last physical Science Congress ever happened in the history of Kerala. And that was a wonderful happening. So thanks again for the wonderful hospitality at that point of time, and also for inviting me to launch the logo of Bits and Bytes. A few words on Bits and Bytes. I understand that this is a platform for you students to come up with interactions among yourselves. I was told that everybody who is there in the club is a bit, and you are trying to convert those bits into a collective byte, which can do wonderful things collectively. Now, in my short introductory speech, what I would say is that I really understand that this is an older generation speaking to a new generation. And whenever in history an old generation speaks to a new generation, the older generation will have a lot of complaints, will feel that the young generation is not going the right direction. There's a lot of comments, suggestions, advices the old generation would love to give to the new generation so that the generation is going to come up well. But this is a condition. When I was a boy, I was not very much amenable to advices which came to me from my older generation. Likewise, you will not be very comfortable with advices coming from an older generation. And when you grow old, you will find yourself comfortable advising your next generation, but those generations will not be very happy hearing the advices from you. So this goes on and on. But I'm taking a totally different path to look at radically, empirically, rationally about how is the communication happening across generations, and what is the takes away from that. Positives and negatives to tell you. So what do you want first, the positives or the negatives?
We shall start with the positives.
I can see teacher on the, fine, okay. Okay, the positives are the first big that this generation is much more knowledgeable than the older generation. When I was in college, I never knew many things which you know now. We were in a small, tight space, and the whole knowledge of the world was not open in front of us. The information which we got were primarily from our parents, our relatives, and a few of our teachers. So our knowledge, our opening to the whole world was limited to that. But this new generation has broken that barrier, and they have just opened up to the entire world. The whole information out there in the world is open to them, and that is a big positive. And we never had that opportunity. Like for example, when I decide what subject I am going to study, or which place where I am applying for a job, the information used to come from very minimal places, and we were all at the mercy of the information available with the people who had very close contact with us. But this generation is totally different. They are connected to the entire world. They know every nook and corner of the world. This is a big positive which I find for the students, especially students who study computers and who are connected. This is the first thing. And the second positive is that I was really wondered by the way these students responded at some specific instances in recent history. The first one came from Chennai. Chennai, a few years back, there was a big by the students. It was against a Supreme Court and central government rule prohibiting a festival called as Jellikattu. The Jellikattu struggle was a big issue in Chennai. The students came out of the campuses, they flooded in the Marina Beach, and the big protest was about to happen. But what the state block all roads to the Marine Drive. The students were really trapped over there. They erected mobile jammers in Marine Drive so that the students could not the people. And supplies over there, no water was available, and the state machinery was trying to strangle the students' protest. Jellicut. And this happened for a few hours, and then something totally different happened. People, the police who were guarding the students, they found that there's a large fishermen's boats coming through the sea with food and water to the students. What happened was that the students gathered over there, they broke through the mobile jammers, and they could communicate the information that they are in need of food and water, which went to the northern part of Chennai, and the fishermen responded by supplying those things to them. Technology was used to break the barriers. This is the first instance. Was in 2018 when Kerala witnessed heavy floods. When the floods happened, it was a big surprise for Kerala. Nobody was prepared for initially, when the government told that people from a particular location has to vacate their homes, people never understood that. People never thought that there's going to be a flood happening over there. They were hesitant. But immediately, in a very short span of time, the whole scenario changed, and water started up into the, and many places were flooded. And at that point, we at KFRA started a helpline, a 24/7 helpline, to locate people. Advertised our telephone numbers. People used to call us, and we will identify when they call. We get the names, and we identify the latitude and longitude of the exact location, and we gave that information to the nearest. So that was a work 7 days continuously, day and night. During the process, I was getting a large amount of information and cases where I increased my faith in the new generation, the youngsters who had been really hearing complaints from the older generation that they are always playing on the mobile. All the mobiles turned out to be important gadgets. Whole rescue student communities, student groups, they were individuals sat away to get. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So that 1 week we had connected youngsters who had absolute mastery over the mobile, the apps over there, which they could locate locations, getting connected to people, getting connected to the rescue teams, work which people, the young students, did during the flood. And by the time we had the 2019 floods, we had a system in place, and people were absolutely connected, and they knew what to do. Handled the 2019 floods much better than the way we handled the 2018 floods. And after the 2018 floods, when I used to speak about it, I used to tell about a particular saying in Malayalam. I will switch on to Malayalam to just tell you that saying in Malayalam. മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ പറയാറുണ്ട് മടിയൻ മല ചുമക്കും എന്ന് പറയാറുണ്ട്. മടിയന്മാരെ മോശക്കാരായിട്ട് പറയാണ് നമ്മൾ ചെയ്യാം. മടിയന്മാർ ഇങ്ങനെ പണിയൊക്കെ ഇങ്ങനെ കൂട്ടി വെക്കും, അവസാനം അവർക്ക് കുറേ ആയിട്ട് അത് എടുക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത അവസ്ഥയാവും എന്നാണ് ആ ചൊല്ലിന്റെ അർത്ഥം. പക്ഷെ യഥാർത്ഥല്ല. ഞാൻ 2018 ചെറിയ കുട്ടികളെ, ചെറുപ്പക്കാരായിട്ടുള്ള കുട്ടികളെ, കോളേജിൽ പഠിക്കുന്ന കുട്ടികളെ കണ്ടിട്ട് പഠിച്ചൊരു പാഠം, അവരെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിട്ട് അവരെ കുറിച്ച് എല്ലാവരും മടിയന്മാരാണെന്ന് പറയാം. എല്ലാ സമയത്തും മൊബൈൽ നോക്കിയിരിക്കുന്ന ആളുകളായിട്ടാണ് കുട്ടികളെ അറിയപ്പെട്ടിരുന്നത്. ഈ കുട്ടികളെല്ലാവരും ഗംഭീരമായിട്ട് റെസ്പോണ്ട് ചെയ്ത ഒരു ഇവന്റ് ആയിരുന്നു 2018 ഫ്ലഡ്സ്. അന്ന് എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി, ഈ മടിയന്മാർക്ക് അവരെ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആവണമെങ്കിൽ മിനിമം ഒരു മല എടുക്കേണ്ട അവസ്ഥയെങ്കിലും വരണം, എന്നാലേ അവരെ ആക്റ്റീവ് ആവുള്ളൂ. ചെറിയ ചെറിയ കേസ് ഒന്നും അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യില്ല. റേഷൻ കടയിൽ പോകുമ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞാലൊന്നും ഒരു ഫ്ലഡ് വന്നാലേ they will be on day and night. ആ തരത്തിലുള്ള റെസ്പോൺസ് കാണാൻ പറ്റി. And that's the next best positive which I have seen from the youngsters. Now I can more, but I will go to the negatives also from my side. One of the interesting things which I have observed is that when I started my career, I used to take classes with young students also, especially on nature, on wildlife, on birds, mammals, things like that. Maybe 20, 25 years before, what we used to do was to use slides, and we had an equipment. So we will have a set of slides, and each slide will be projected. And there are all still things. One slide, a photograph will be on the screen, and I'll be speaking to the students on that particular bird or the animal or the insect. And then after that, I will change to the next slide. And at that point of time, the students will be eagerly waiting for the next slide to come up on the screen to see or a lion or a tiger or a king cobra. So they'll be very eagerly waiting for the next slide to come. And that days are gone. Nowadays, the entire student community is visually saturated. If you now go to with these slides to the students, because they have seen the National Geographic, the Animal Planet, they have seen in a real video how a leopard runs behind a deer and catches it. And the entire new generation is visually absolutely saturated. You cannot just go to them with a primitive mode of communication. But there's a problem with this. When they see this video will be shot for a period of many hours. It will be edited into a single small sequence of a few minutes, which will be such a powerful communication thing, so that everybody will become really saturated with that information. And then take the students to a forest, to see a forest, to experience a forest. The students will, because when they go to the forest, they never see a lion running behind a deer, or many other things which they have seen in the National Geographic or Animal Planet. So what we see our generation is getting absolutely visually saturated. This is at the cost of personal experience. I have met with who are experience nature by themselves. They'll be very good at taking selfies. They will be, but the experience, the feel of being in nature is completely lost. Rather than experience, rather than seeing it, rather than hearing nature, rather than touching nature, rather than being there and enjoying the space and the ambience over there, everybody will be interested is to document it by way of now, this is at the cost of very, 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 very rich experience. At the end of the day, what you will have is which anybody would have taken. But the rich experience which you could have got from there is completely gone. You didn't have any time to experience it. Now, this second complaint, that the young generation reads lesser and lesser because of the visual communication available. Recently, I recruited a new research scholar. She's extremely good at her. Had got a rank in the studies, and she had some research experience also. So we recruited her happily. So when she came over here, I was referring to the textbooks, the fundamental books which has to be read, and some of the very advanced books in the area. So one of the questions which she very innocently asked was that whether she could get access to any videos made based on these books. Now, it was such a shocking thing for me, because reading is a skill which is getting eroded very fast. Students are getting tied to videos, films, and all, so that the reading process it is much more difficult than seeing a film. To read a book is much more stressful experience. Taken the easier route, they see a large number of films. So I started to talk this student comps, because every comes for research. I start with the Sherlock Holmes stories, because he was the person who was solving mysteries, and I would introduce the student to science based on Sherlock Holmes stories, basically because we are also trying to solve mysteries in nature. So what is the methodology to solve mysteries? So I normally take Sherlock Holmes as a best starting point. So when I started talking to her, she has never read any of the Sherlock Holmes novels or short stories, but she has seen all the films. Now, what's the problem in that? The problem is that she has never used her imagination uh, in the whole process of understanding the story. When you read a book, it is up to you to imagine the situation, the ambience, the cart in which he traveled, the train in which he traveled, the landscape, the plants over there, the buildings over there. You imagine everything. But when you see the video, you don't do it because you just see everything out there. So the younger generation has got a very, very, very limited capability of imagination, basically because they read very less. And it is important that uh, reading comes to you because that is the only can imagine. When you read Shakespeare, uh, it is up to you to imagine everything regarding the characters over there. But when you see a movie, you doesn't get an opportunity. So this is second negatives. And I stop here with the positives and negatives. And just one small mention about your activities in Bits and Bytes. One small suggestion. Normally, students has got a big uh, uh, drive for social responsibility. And I think that Bits and Bytes will also be extending their efforts to the society around. So one of the major mistakes which students have when they reach out to the society around is that they invariably look out for the and try to help the poor people. So that is what mostly college students do. Now, there's a serious mistake in that. I would suggest that what you need to do is to leave the poor people and to start studying the rich people. It is important that you study the rich people because it is the rich people who are damaging the planet. It is not the poor people. In fact, the poor people doesn't need your help. They know how to live. They have been born in fire and have lived in fire, and they will survive anyway. But the rich people, they don't know many things. When a rich man makes a house, he or she uses a large amount of resources, which he drastically to save the planet. So rather than looking out for the poor, start studying the rich and their behavior, operating, and try solutions that see you can do this particular in a totally different way so that it will be absolutely fine for the planet. So bring in the rich people into your radar, study what the rich people are doing, and if you make small changes in the life of the rich people, that will be so much good for the planet. So I think I have talked so long. I once again I have this big opportunity to see you all once again, and I will really cherish this opportunity of having spoken to you and having invited me for here. I'm so thankful, and best wishes for Bits and Bytes, and best wishes for each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for being an inspiration and for your valuable insights. And we are blessed to have you here today. Now it's my turn to invite our guiding light, Reverend Dr. Lalu Ulikel, Vice Principal, Yakshatra Institute of Management Studies, for the felicitation speech. Father, please.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Father.
So, respected Reverend Dr. Matthew George Varil, the president of the meeting, Dr. TV Sajiv, the chief guest of the day, Ms. Meena Jos Komben, HOD of the Department of Computer Science, Mr. Praveen S., the coordinator of the program, Mr. Akshay Krishna, who proposed the welcome, and Ms. Nikita, who is here to propose the vote of thanks, and all my friends and students of the Department of Computer Science. So before I move to my felicitations, I would like to sincerely thank Dr. Sajeev TV for being available for the program. I was just recalling the events of Kerala State Science Congress, which was conducted here last January, and we started building up a very good relationship between KFRI and Yuvakshetra Institute of Management Studies. So whenever we move to Thrissur or on the way to Thrissur, immediately comes KFRI as a reference point, and we make sure that we visit the center whenever possible. So after the Science Congress, I personally have visited the center 3 times and refreshed the memories and the friendship that we have started with the Science Congress. So this is a very good beginning to start a good relationship, and we continue it. And I was a bit sorry to hear that the Science Congress hereafter will be performed on virtual platform. So the program can be conducted very easily, but the direct experience that we get or the people get and the exhibitions, all those things will be lacking. So if possible, try to limit to this year in a virtual platform, and the physical platform will be very enriching for the students as well as all the participants. So thank you, dear TV Sajeev sir, for being available, and we will try to visit you at KFRI whenever there is possible.
Sure, welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you. So then I would like to congratulate the Department of Computer Science, the HOD, the coordinator, and all the students for the inauguration of the activities of this year, Bits and Bytes. The department is doing very well as far as the enrichment of the students are concerned, and also they are performing very well in the social commitment activities. Whenever they get a chance, they make it fruitful. And all the people around Yuvakshetra College enrich from that, just from the example that you conducted last year, enriching and imparting technical knowledge to the teachers of Anganwadi of Mundur and Kongad Panchayat. And I have come to know that this year you are extending your program beyond the boundaries of last year, and many people, more people will be enriching for your activities. So best wishes. And regarding the club, I hope that this club will be benefiting to the students if the club would be providing light to 3 areas, that is enrichment, then enhancement and entertainment. Because the human beings have 3 dimensions, they need always some enrichment. Not only they need enrichment, they need some enhancement, and at the same time some entertainment. So for the students, a club must be a platform where they can enrich, entertain, and enhance. When I say enrichment, I basically mean the intellectual enrichment of the students, because the technology is fast advancing and developing. And as our director mentioned, we could gather here on a virtual platform only because of the technological development. And this development will be advancing every day beyond the prediction. So as far as the Club of the Computer Science Department is concerned, this must be a platform where students can enrich their knowledge about the advancement of technology. That means they have to develop their intellect in order to cope with the demands of the time. Then second one, definitely there will be an aspect of enrichment, entertainment when the students are coming together. So there must be some entertainment activities, maybe connected with their intellectual development, or connected with the technology, or connected with the social life. But make sure that all the entertainments must be an enriching session for the students. Then definitely an enhancement, that maybe the club activity can be extended to the present students and also to the alumni. Because enhancement, I mean enhancement of the friendship that may be started here at your Kshetra in the computer science department, but that can be continued even after their studies here in the department. So when these three dimensions are achieved, enrichment, enhancement, and entertainment, I hope that the activity and the aim of a club in a department will be realized. So wishing all the best to all the participants and also to the faculties, especially to the HOD, Ms. Meena Joskomben, and also the coordinator, Mr. Praveen S. I conclude. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Next, I invite with great pleasure and honor Mrs. Meena Joskumban, HOD, Department of Computer Science, for the felicitation. Ma'am, please.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected Director, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warrell, Honorable Chief Guest and Inaugurator of today's session, Dr. TV Sajeev, Principal Dr. Tommy Anthony, Vice Principal Reverend Dr. Lalu Olikal, Mr. Akshay Krishna, Ms. Nigida, Bits and Bytes executives, dear colleagues, and my dear students. First of all, I convey my sincere gratitude towards Sajeev sir for a short span of welcome for this address, and who is receiving wholeheartedly our invitation and ready to become a part of this session. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Clubs and associations are a big part of college life. A club is a group of students organized with a small interest for a social, literary, athletic, or other common purpose. Participating clubs brings many new aspects and transition in a student's life, including a new level of independence and responsibility. Students have the opportunity and choose to join these groups for many reasons, including pursuit of individual interest, for career opportunities, to develop social fellowship, and to exhibit technical activities. Most colleges and universities have a great active student club and association system that can be accessed easily to exhibit and mold each individual to become a professional who are using his or her creativity to make uniqueness in their life. Now onwards, Department of Computer Science make use of the club, Bits and Bytes to coordinate all student-centric activities and try to develop a beautiful canvas for a bright future for each one of you. We all know that bits are the basic units for contributing information of a huge data. May the 260 bits of our department makes a wonder in the coming years. I extend my wholehearted wishes to the new beginning. May our club be a reason for all of you to contribute, organize, share your own resources and your own ideas for the betterment of your career as well as your surroundings. Wish you all the best. With these words, I conclude. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I heartily invite our program coordinator, Mr. Praveen S., Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, for the felicitation. Sir, please.
Respected Director, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warrell, today's inaugurator, Dr. TV Sajeev, Principal Dr. Tommy Anthony, Vice Principal Reverend Dr. Lalu Olikal, Head of the Department of Computer Science, Ms. Meena Joskumban, my dear colleagues, and my dear loving students. It's my pleasure, privilege to speak a few words of felicitation at the inauguration of Bits and Bytes Club. The club expands and explores the knowledge of the students by the usage of technologies. The backbone in the inauguration of this Bits and Bytes Club is our students who created this club and for the logo launch. The club have also planned to organize upcoming events for the welfare of our society. I am Honored here to introduce our club office bearers and team members, Srinath K, Gobi Krishnan KT, Nikita KR, Bhavya Lakshmi A, Aishwarya J, Abhin Shanti, Arjun KP, Muhammad Samir, Nitin Nair, Renisha, Surya, Akila, and in this occasion, on behalf of Bits and Bytes Club, I welcome you all. So hope this will be a best platform to explore the ideas, talents of all the students. Wish you all a grand success. As a club coordinator, I take this opportunity to thank the management, principal, vice principal for supporting to form this club for exploring these talents. In this occasion, I would also like to thank our beloved HOD, Ms. Meena Jos Komban, and all my colleagues of Computer Science Department for their full-fledged support in forming this club. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Nikita KR from 2nd BCA to propose the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to all. Respected Director, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warriel, Principal Dr. Tommy Anthony, our Vice Principal, Reverend Dr. Lalu Alikil, Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. T.V. Sajeev, Senior Principal Scientist, Kerala Forest Research Institute, Thrissur, our beloved HOD of Computer Science Department, Ms. Meena Jos Komban, faculties, and my dear friends. It gives me an immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank our chief guest, Dr. T.V. Sajeev, who honored this function by inaugurating our club, Bits and Bytes, with his inspirational thoughts. Thank you, sir. I would also like to take a moment to thank our director, Reverend Dr. Matthew George Warriel, for the presidential address. Thank you, Father. I would thank our principal, Dr. Tommy Anthony, for the moral support and encouragement, and also our vice principal, Reverend Dr. Lalu Alikil, for the felicitation. Thank you, Father. I would also like to thank our HOD of Computer Science Department, Ms. Meena Jos Komban, and Assistant Professor, Mr. Praveen S., for the felicitation. And also, I thank Mr. Akshay Krishna for the welcome speech. Behind every success we attain lies the manifold effort of our committed faculties. I would also like to thank them. Last but not the least, I would thank all the participants for your patient listening throughout the online session. Finally, I end with the quote I read recently. When we express gratitude, we must not forget that the highest appreciation is not to simply utter words, but to live by them. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikita. And I thank every one of you who made this possible. We have great challenges and great opportunities, and with your help, we'll meet them. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Bhavya, also for the wonderful session by being an anchor. Thank you so much and all the best. Sajeev sir, once again, thank you so much for cooperating